Hi, this is Barack Obama. The pastor of my church, Reverend Jeremiah Wright, who recently preached his last sermon and is in the process of retiring, has touched off a firestorm over the last few days. He's drawn attention as the result of some inflammatory and appalling remarks he made about our country, our politics, and my political opponents.
Hillary was not a black boy raised in a single-parent home. Barack was. Barack knows what it means to be a black man living in a country and a culture that is controlled by rich white people.
I categorically denounce any statement that disparages our great country or serves to divide us from our allies. I also believe that words that degrade individuals have no place in our public dialogue.
Hillary can never know that. Hillary ain't never been called a nigger. Hillary has never had her people defined as non-persons. Hillary ain't had to work twice as hard just to get accepted by the rich white folk who run everything, or to get a passing grade when you know you are smarter than that C student sitting in the White House. Oh, I am so glad that I got a God who knows what it is to be a poor black man in a country and a culture that is controlled by and run by rich white people. He taught me, Jesus did, how to love my enemies.
I heard Ambassador Peck on an interview yesterday. Did anybody else see him or hear him? He was on Fox News. This is a white man, and he was upsetting the Fox News commentators to no end. He pointed out, you see him, a white man, he pointed out, an ambassador, that what Malcolm X said when he got silenced by Elijah Muhammad was in fact true. America's chickens are coming home to roost. We took this country by terror away from the Sioux, the Apache, the Arawak, the Comanche, the Arapaho, the Navajo. Terrorism. We took Africans from their country to build our way of ease and kept them enslaved and living in fear. Terrorism. We bombed Grenada and killed innocent civilians, babies, non-military personnel. We bombed the black civilian community of Panama with stealth bombers and killed unarmed teenagers and toddlers, pregnant mothers and hard-working fathers. We bombed Gaddafi's home and killed his child. Blessed are they who bash your children's head against a rock. We bombed Iraq. We killed unarmed civilians trying to make a living. We bombed a plant in Sudan to pay back for the attack on our embassy. Killed hundreds of hard-working people, mothers and fathers who left home to go that day not knowing that they never get back home. We bombed Hiroshima. We bombed Nagasaki. And we nuked far more than the thousands in New York and the Pentagon. And we never batted an eye. Kids playing in the playground, mothers picking up children after school, civilians, not soldiers, people just trying to make it day by day. We have supported state terrorism against the Palestinians and black South Africans, and now we are indignant because the stuff we have done overseas is now brought right back into our own front yards. America's chickens are coming home to roost. Violence begets violence. Hatred begets hatred. And terrorism begets terrorism. A white ambassador said that, y'all, not a black militant. Not a reverend who preaches about racism. An ambassador whose eyes are wide open and who's trying to get us to wake up and move away from this dangerous precipice upon which we are now poised. The ambassador said the people that we are wounded don't have the military capability we have, but they do have individuals who are willing to die and to take thousands with them, and we need to come to grips with that. Let me stop my faith footnote right there and ask you to think about that over the next few weeks if God grants us that many days. Turn back to your neighbor and say, footnote is over.
Because these particular statements by Reverend Wright are so contrary to my own life and beliefs, a number of people have legitimately raised questions about the nature of my relationship with Reverend Wright and my membership in the church.
For his commitment to truth, education, and leadership, we honor Minister Louis Farrakhan with the Reverend Dr. Jeremiah A. Wright, Jr. Lifetime Achievement Award.
So when America went to war with Iraq and called it shock and awe and dropped that kind of armament on Iraq, that's murder. To get to the oil of Iraq, to put in a democracy, that's lying and murder. Call it just like it is. And the murder went on. 1.5 million Iraqis died, according to the UN and the World Health Organization, from sanctions. And Madeleine Albright said the price was worth it. So Arabs don't mean anything, Kurds don't mean anything to America. Your life means nothing. Over 600,000, according to Johns Hopkins University, civilians have died in the last 4 years, and that means nothing. These are murderers. And if you were not at each other's throat before they came in, then you got to examine them and what they did. It is anti-Islamic to bomb a mosque. So what Muslim who studies the Quran would bomb a mosque, whether it's Shia or Sunni or Sufi or Hanafi or Hanbali? No Muslim will destroy even a synagogue, a cloister, or a church, much less bomb another mosque. Where's the hand of Mossad in all of this? Where's the hand of the CIA in all of this? I didn't misdescribe the administration of the United States. They are liars and they are murderers and they are guilty of high crimes, and they should be set down, for they have violated the Constitution of the United States of America and have violated the peoples of the world.
I'm hanging on a cross right now. I'm on Calvary right now.
And I'm ready to go all the way. Because I know that by my stripes, every one of you will be healed. You don't have to look anywhere for your Jesus. I represent him.
The statements that Reverend Wright made that are the cause of this controversy were not statements I personally heard him preach while I sat in the pews of Trinity or heard him utter in private conversation. Let me repeat what I've said earlier. All of the statements that have been the subject of controversy are ones that I vehemently condemn. They in no way reflect my attitudes and directly contradict my profound love for this country. With Reverend Wright's retirement and the ascension of my new pastor, Reverend Otis Moss III, Michelle and I look forward to continuing a relationship with a church that has done so much good. And while Reverend Wright's statements have pained and angered me, I believe that Americans will judge me not on the basis of what someone else has said, but on the basis of who I am and what I believe in, on my values, judgment, and experience to be President of the United States of America. Thanks for listening.